Tanya Wan. Semua tunjuk macam ni. Baik Wan, congratulations Wan.
We just did 5 kilometer challenge, right? So a little bit about him. First record 17 kilometer swim from Pulau Kecil Perhentian to Kuala Besar Terengganu in 2021. And then this is his second attempt for Redang to Terengganu, about 25 kilometer straight line distance. And some specs about it is he started to swim at night, 9:15, and then reached the Terengganu side at 6 p.m. the next day. So that's like 10 hours in the water at night. The total hours is 20 hours 42 minutes, and also he's the first Malaysian or first person in history to swim solo from Redang Island to Terengganu. No one has ever done this before. Okay, Ridzwan, tell us a little bit about how you got into swimming from learning to swim as an adult. Just a very short one.
I started learn to swim at age 32. Actually, I started out as a scuba diver first. I took up scuba diving and then only swimming. So what happened was when I took up the scuba certification, my instructor wasn't happy, wasn't very impressed that I couldn't swim. So he insists that after he certified me as a diver, I must take proper swim lessons. So I learned, he was my first swim instructor, Dolphin Lee, his name. He taught me to swim freestyle. After about 2 months, I could swim laps already with him. So when I started my lesson with him, I was actually afraid of deep water. So if in a pool like this, right, to the deep end, I would never go to the deep part of the pool because I was afraid that if I swim across and I didn't have enough energy, then I would get into trouble. The problem was because I didn't know how to tread water. Lee did something. He taught me to get rid of my fear for the deep water.
How did you find your passion in water swimming?
Okay, actually it happened over the course of several years. After I learned to swim, I knew how to swim laps at the pool. I took up life saving also with Dolphin Lee. I took up rescue diver in scuba diving. My confidence grew over the years, and in 2013 I entered my first open water swim event, which was Kapas Marang. Because at the time there were not many events. If you wanted to do open water swim, it was only either Kapas Marang or the one in dekat Labuan. The Labuan. So it's either this the Kapal over in this part of Malaysia is Kapal Marang. So you had no choice. You have to swim 6.5 km straight away. There's no 2 km event at the time. But if you are able to be confident in deep water, you can do that swim. You can take your time. The reason why it's called unassisted, what it means is you swim under your own power, meaning you don't get help in the form of added buoyancy. You can get buoyancy by, like, if you, for example, at the pool, you use pool buoy. Right? Some of us like to swim with pool buoy because it brings our legs up and we can swim faster. So that is a form of assisted swim. If you use a wetsuit, also you become more buoyant and you can go faster. That is assisted swim. So unassisted swim, you use very minimal, just the standard equipment: goggles, swim cap, and swimming trunk. That's all. So that's what I mean by unassisted. If it helps you swim faster, yes, then it's considered assisted swim. There are things like maybe if you use a rash guard, some people prefer to cover up when they swim the whole body, and it doesn't do anything to their performance. So that is considered unassisted swim. But if they are going to use that for their marathon swim, the solo swim, they have to declare that they are using this equipment, non-standard equipment.
So this is guided by
Marathon Swimmers Federation.
Yeah. What's the most difficult point, like in throughout the swim journey, whether during the training, during the swim itself?
I can think of two points where it was a low point during the training. The first was after the fasting month, we started doing the longer mileage, and then Shauki got me to swim. One weekend he got me to swim 8 km, which was okay. But the following weekend he got me to double the. So you asked me to do, I think about 15 or 16 kilometers at the pool, of course. So which I did, but my body wasn't feeling very well. I cramped everywhere in my body. I had to cut short that training, and also I felt like my body was going to get fever, because I think the body was a bit shocked to suddenly double the mileage. So that was one low point. Another low point was 2 weeks from when we are supposed to depart for Terengganu. I experienced fatigue. My body went into fatigue. I was swimming with the squad. I couldn't keep up at all with my lane mates, no matter what I did. So then we recognized. We are always communicating this throughout the training with Shoki. So Shoki recognized this as fatigue, and to try to take it easy during the week. Luckily, 1 week later, it was gone, and I felt strong again, and I could proceed with the plan to swim. And the hardest point of the actual swim in Redang was, I think, about around 8 or 10 kilometers from shore. I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 11 a.m. or 12, right? Around there, right? It was very hot, and the current was pushing me back towards Redang whenever I stopped for my feeding. It was at that same point last year also when I started to have doubts about whether I could finish the swim. Because this time was even harder, because I had been swimming hard all night and all morning in the choppy conditions. So I thought, I've done more than, if anybody were to be in my situation, they would also quit. That's what I thought, that they would also quit. It's like I deserve to take a break, end the swim, take a break, get on the boat and have a nice Maggie cup noodle, maybe. But then the problem was I couldn't come up with a good excuse to tell my team. Like, what do I tell them? Why do you want to quit? Like, no, I don't know. I just don't feel like doing it. I couldn't say that. So throughout the swim, I was thinking, what excuse can I give them? What excuse can I give them to end the swim and then go for next year, maybe try again next year. Also, because when you are in water swimming, right, your brain, your judgment is your brain is not functioning very well. You cannot think of a good excuse. So because of that, I thought, okay, this is the critical point, same as last year. I knew that this was going to happen. So it was either I stop there and quit, or I just proceed and see where it goes. So I chose the second one.
What's your advice for people who want to do ultra marathon swimming?
Okay, this kind of swim, first of all, the cost is costly. So you have to bear in mind that it's not going to be cheap. A lot of things that you have to take care of, mainly the escort boats. And secondly, I would say that you need to condition your body, which means that you have to get into a program and listen to your coach. Like if the coach, especially at Shoki, he already has a number of experience guiding marathon swimmers, not just me, but also Chui around it, and Lo, a few others. Dr. Chui is there, for his Perhentian 16-kilometer swim. So Shoki has experience. He knows what works and what doesn't work. So he will come up with a program, and all you have to do is follow that program. The idea is to get your body conditioned for swimming long distance, because especially after this Redang swim, I learned to, first of all, the distance is 25 kilometers, but when we did the swim, we ended up swimming almost 40 kilometers. Because of the currents, we just got pushed everywhere. Sometimes we got pushed back towards the island. So we learned to accept that we are humbled by the fact that you have to prepare to swim more than you think. And then that means for the training part, you have to put in the mileage. Swim really long. I did a long swim over the weekend when I was preparing for this swim. In my mind, I just told myself, if I have to swim for 24 hours, then so be it, 24 hours.
I believe to have this kind of extraordinary or crazy mission, it's not required physical fit, but also high level of mental. So, do you have any regrets during your swimming, whenever you were in the tough situation, like from pilot? First question. Second is there any specific do and don'ts preparing towards your swim solo?
After about 1 hour of swimming, I started to regret already. This is a serious matter actually. Last year, the same thing happened. We knew that it was going to get choppy because we were told by boatmen that we were going to swim against the wind, so we're going to get choppy. So 1 hour into my swim, it was so hard, and I actually called my team leader at the time. It was Razak, Encik Razak. Told him, I want to discuss something with you. I want to quit. I told him after 1 hour. I said, this is so hard. I don't know if I can do this for the next 12 hours. And credit to him, he didn't listen to me. From the boat, he was able to, he was also a swimmer. He was able to recognize it as an anxiety issue because it's so choppy and I couldn't see what was in front of me. When each time I tried to swim breaststroke, all I see was this wall of water coming at me. So it was really scary for me. Also scary because I didn't know that if I could do that for 12 hours. So that's why I told Razak, I don't think I can do this. So, but he didn't listen to me, but he told me, why don't you try to swim a bit more? See what happens.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, try to swim a bit more.
Really good.
Yeah. So reluctantly, I continued swimming. But I found after that, actually I could do this. You know, I could. It wasn't easy. It still wasn't easy. But I could go on and on and on and on in that condition. And then when the condition calmed down, I was able to appreciate. Oh, thank you, God. The second question was about do's and don'ts. Okay, first of all, as a swimmer, you cannot also be the boss of your swim. You have to assemble it. That's why I have a team. Because you need to be focused. When you're on the water, you cannot be making decisions. And also, you don't know when you are doing stupid things to yourself. So you have to have a team. You don't need to have a big team like me. You can, but you need somebody to be on the boat to help you think. Make sure that they're okay, observe you, make sure that health-wise you're still okay, that you can proceed. Because a lot of times the swimmer himself doesn't recognize it when he gets into a dangerous, in terms of his health. You know, he skips the feeding, doesn't want to feed, for example. You cannot let the swimmer make decisions for himself when it comes to this. You shouldn't. Yeah. So that's one don't, the big one. Other than that, I cannot think of anything. That's about it. Just have a team for this. Because you cannot. This is not a one-man show. It's not like when you enter events and races, and then one is you. You know, your ability, your swim pace. This is totally different.
To work out how to read the current so that you can take advantage of it. Alright. Okay. So basically, this year the road is better than last year. Last year we went like sea ship because we did not equip our kayakers with the GPS system. So we also mostly rely on the boatman. But this year, our kayaker, he bought himself a GPS system that helped navigate this one.
Beginning part, yeah.
Yeah. It's good. What I mean is the GPS will tell you where your destination
Correct.
is. But the experienced person in the water will know how to go a bit to the left or go to the right because of the current.
Yeah, that's the discuss part. So of course we need to discuss with the boatman and with the staff. Then so of course we need to go to Kayaker and sometimes we go to water also. Because of from the view on the boat and then inside the water is different. Sometimes like the wind is against, but like tide is opposite side. So very different. One concentrate him to just swim. So sometimes we have to discuss and then not lie, but we have to say, oh, getting closer, getting closer. So we need to check from the wind or tide. So sometimes we go to water, then check the tide and then the wind. So we need to check everything, the environment.
How do you prepare yourself prior to the race? And another preparation question is usually how you're.
Okay, mentally, there's power in doing, taking action. Because if you know you want to do this big swim, and 2-3 months you still haven't done anything, you start to get anxious. The best way to counter that is by taking action. So you'll find that once you start taking actions, you feel energized, yeah? And then you don't worry so much. Because there's no point in worrying. You know, you're just wasting energy. So I know exactly what I was supposed to do, which was contact the boatman, contact the chalet, you know, pay them deposit or whatever, assemble the team, have a meeting, like a kickoff meeting, you know, assign the roles, talk to the coach about the training program, I know exactly what I was supposed to do. 3 months, for me, 3 months is enough to prepare for a big swim like this. So I just have to do it. If I kept delaying, that's when the mind kacau. You know, you become anxious for no reason. So that's the mental preparation. Just do what you're supposed to do. Put in the mileage so that you condition your body for the swim. Don't worry about whether you'll be able to swim well on that day. Just worry about doing the weekly mileage swim, you know. And then if you do that on that event day, you find that you're in good shape. You feel good. Second part is about diet, nutrition. Okay, I don't know if I can recommend this to everyone, but I'm a small eater. I don't eat so much. Previous swim projects, I would eat a lot to prepare for marathon swim. But this time, I thought, okay, let's try if I can just eat my normal portion. And of course, I do the long swims every weekend. I do the long swim, but portion, I don't eat like 2-3 pinggan of rice. No, I don't do that. Just my normal, just maybe a bit slightly more. And I find that actually it's okay, because my focus is more on using my energy efficiently instead of eating a lot, putting out a lot of muscle, trying to swim hard. That's not my focus. But again, different people will have different things that work for them. So this worked for me. I cannot recommend the same for everyone. Also, another thing that I should mention about sleep. Because Shauki recommended 8 hours, which is like you all triathletes, you know the importance of getting enough rest, sleep. But first of all, I don't have that luxury. I cannot sleep for 8 hours because I'm taking care of my father. So I can sleep maybe around midnight only. And then by 4 a.m, I already have to wake up to go for training. I get about 4 hours of sleep every night. 4 hours. It's not something that I would recommend. But again, you look at the objective. It's different. My objective is different than you guys, the triathletes. I'm not racing. I don't have a cut-off time. I don't have to swim hard. I just have to swim long. I told myself I must be able to function on very little food and very little sleep. That's the approach that I use. Sorry? Supplements? No, I don't. I just eat normal whatever that my mom or our helper cooks at home. There's nothing remarkable about what I eat. Just a normal food. Oh yeah, during the swim itself, mainly bananas and energy bar.
Thank you, Ridzwan, for sharing with us. Because for me and for my swim, I think we think this is something great. And this is the first person, and we should record it, put in the history wherever it is. That we have this recorded, and and this is the first person to do this.
I think there will be others after this.
Thank you all for coming and attending this talk. And ladies and gentlemen, Ridzwan Rahim.